Once I made it public, there was, a couple days of anxiousness about it, and some of the things I'm going to miss more than anything. But no, I'm still prepared and ready for the next adventure.
What are those things you're going to miss more than anything?
Well, as strange as it may sound, is the budget. And I've been doing it. I've been part of it since 2012 when I became a deputy chief, and it was something that I thoroughly enjoyed in terms from the business side of things. And policing in general, just the challenges that come with it. And I've always enjoyed that part of the job. Not every day is the same, and you always face challenges. Well, I think it's a good thing for our service. It's a good thing for our community. It's a great thing for Trish McIntyre. She's a valued member of our service that's worked very hard to achieve this position, and I fully support her in this new role. And it's long overdue, and I'm very happy for her and I'm happy for our service.
In his 33-year career, Chief John Pare worked in almost all aspects of law enforcement, but it was frontline policing, working with the community, that stood out as one of his favorite parts of the job.
Well, it's great to achieve this, but I go back to what's most important about our police service, and that's the front line. I enjoyed being a frontline officer. I spent 10 years in major crime. I enjoyed that piece of it, and if anything, that's probably what is probably the biggest point of my career, and I'm really happy to have served in those roles. Last year was the largest we've seen, and since then we've had a lot of ongoing discussions, not only led by all our city partners, but Western and University Student Council have really stepped up in terms of working with us around to try to deter those unsanctioned events. And there's been a lot of planning. There's been a lot of work to try to change some of those behaviors. And I think it's evident if you look across North America that there is no silver bullet or one simple thing that's going to change this. It takes time, and I think we're moving in the right direction when we're all working together to try to resolve this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think one of the things that is important to recognize is trust and confidence that the public has to have in their police service. And as chief, I'm a firm believer in accountability. I have a role in the discipline process, and I think it's that we demonstrated over the last couple of years that we support our members, but we also hold them accountable. And that accountability, some of that came through SIU. Some of that came out of my office, and I think one of the biggest changes you've probably seen in the last 4 years, especially bringing on a new corporate communications manager, is improving both internal and external communication and that transparency piece. As a member of the Ontario Association Chiefs of Police, we had a lot of discussions around that, and I supported the fact that there are those rare circumstances where you need to withhold pay under certain circumstances, and I think the legislation is trying to not only limit those circumstances, but also make them an option that's available to the chief. Well, it's a credit to the members that work in that area, and a credit to the members across our organization, because it's the frontline officers that are the first at the scene to preserve evidence, to identify witnesses, and the detectives that take over the case and to bring it to fruition. And I think it's really been the team atmosphere that's allowed that to happen. The first day, one of the things I enjoy doing is just sitting back, and I read a lot of news, and so I think the first day is just going to be me relaxing. So.